How's it going, everyone? It's Justin here with MyManJustins Collectible Emporium, and I'm your man for Pokemon cards, card analysis, and Pokemon investment consulting. Today, I'm just going to showcase another collection I just purchased. It's a pretty big one. I actually didn't get it in a binder, and there's so many cards that I'm just gonna pull out some of the more notable ones and then just show a bunch of them at once. But they're in like these the elite trainer boxes, and there's a ton of them. I also got a lot of bulk reverse hollows I'm going to be able to make a lot of near complete and maybe even complete sets out of. I've been noticing that people are seeming to like these near complete sets, which just tells me that a lot of collectors are liking to collect in that fashion, being collecting by set. So one thing I also want to notice from a market perspective, I've noticed that it seems like a lot of people are getting into buying and selling Pokemon cards right now. And this might just be trading cards in general. I actually was talking to the post office clerk today, and he said when I came in to get receipts for my orders going out today in the bubble mailers, he said I was the fourth person that came in just today to ship out trading cards. And he actually is a guy that collects trading cards, and we've spoken before about sending cards to PSA and all that. So he knows a little bit about trading card hobbies and things like that. So just something to note. It seems like people are getting really involved in this. And what I've noticed about this online sales on eBay is that the prices of collections are going up. There's more competition now for people that are buying these collections. The problem with this, though, that I've been dealing with is that the price on individual cards isn't really increasing. And that's going to be something hard to increase in price. I mean, the cards that are worth, $2 and $3 and $4, it doesn't seem like those cards are going to be going up in price anytime soon. They're pretty stably set at those lower prices, and the prices on the collections are going up. So this is definitely going to make the market a bit tougher for the dealers like myself and other people that are getting into it. So it's just something to note. There's definitely a lot more competition on these binder collections that are going around, especially on eBay being the most popular platform, reaching the most amount of people and being the most accessible for most people. So that's just something I wanted to note as far as market analysis. Now we're going to get into the collection. I'm just going to show off some of the cards. I'm also going to showcase some cards I bought for my own personal collection. Some really nice card I've been looking for a while right now, and there's only one other one on eBay, so we'll get into that. So I've talked a lot about EX Team Rocket returns, and recently I purchased a few cards from that collection. They're just some rare hollows, and one is a reverse hollow, and they're in pretty good condition. As you can see, hardly any whitening. One blemish on this that is definitely going to prevent a PSA grade is that you can see that it is bent. It is warped a bit. Even though there doesn't seem to be any scratching on the hollow, there's virtually no wear on the back border. This is something that will prevent a PSA 10 grade, especially now. PSA has been much more they've been scrutinizing cards much more lately because they've just been getting more popular, and they need to retain the value of PSA 10 cards, for example. So it's just been getting a lot harder to get those higher grades, which is a good thing because it allows those cards that truly are PSA 10 to retain their much higher value than even PSA 9. And this is something I'll talk about too, is being able to have predictable returns on your investments when you do send cards into PSA to get graded is something really important. Because if you think, like, for example, this card right here, oh, it's centered, it has about that 60-40, because to be a PSA 10 grade in the centering, the ratio for borders must be no less than 60-40 ratio of centering. So it doesn't even have to be perfect 50-50. It can be a little off on one side and still get a PSA 10. But yeah, if you think, oh, because it has no scratching and it's got no wear and the surface is great, and it's going to get a 10, that's not necessarily the case, because they're also just going to look at the card holistically, and if something just noticeably prevents it from just being a gem mint card, or basically a perfect card, it's not going to be able to make that PSA 10 grade. I don't even know if this card would even make a 9. It maybe would. I don't think it would, honestly, though. With that kind of bend in it, that's going to take it down. So as far as PSA is concerned, and when you are thinking about sending cards in to get graded, you do want to have a realistic expectation of the kind of return on investment you're going to get, and to have that realistic expectation, you need to be able to tell what kind of grade you're going to get before you send them in. Like, for example, I've got a pretty good record of when I send cards in that I think are PSA 10, they usually get no less than PSA 9, and most of the time they actually do get PSA 9. It's been really tough to get the PSA 10s lately. So this card again is it's really nice. You can see there's a little bit of wear on the border, but no scratches. Good surface, centered well, and the back. I see there's some wear. There's some wear on the corner, and there. So immediately, this is not a PSA 10 card. I don't think it's a PSA 9. It might be a PSA 8. So that's just the kind of things you got to look out for. Even those really small amounts can be detrimental. Here's the Dark Tyranitar, and these rare holos in Team Rocket Returns right now. This is about a $40 card right now, maybe $50 card. And this one's in pretty good condition. I'm going to have to look at this one a little more in depth. But the back looks great. It is a little bit warped as well, though. That's right there. And here's the card I really was looking forward to showing y'all. This is the secret rare Here Comes Team Rocket from EX Team Rocket Returns. And I think this is just a great card because it has, the original artwork of Jesse and James. I'm a Team Rocket fan myself, not a huge fan of it, but I do like this card a lot. It's a secret rare. It's from an extremely rare and desirable set. So I think this is just a good card to have. This is actually a card that I'm probably going to send in to get graded, even though I don't even think it'll make PSA 7. So that's the kind of discernment you have to make when you're specifically just the choosing of cards to get graded, not even the evaluating of their condition, but the choosing of cards to get graded. And given that EX Team Rocket Returns is an extremely sought after set, it's one of the more scarce sets, and this is the only secret rare in the set, makes this a very special card. And just the fact that there's a lot of Team Rocket fans out there makes this a special card in itself as well. And the condition of the card it's not too bad. I would be happy with the 7 grade on this. It's centered well. The surface is pretty good. There's no scratching, but there's definitely wear along the borders, as you can see on the back as well. But not too bad. Maybe it would make a 7. And I would be happy with the 7. This is just a more highly collectible card. There's a lot of reasons to have this card graded, and that's why I would choose to get this card graded. There's only one other version of this card on eBay right now, and it's from out of the United States. It's somewhere in Europe, and it's actually a near mint condition. It's a better condition than this one. It might even make a PSA 9. They're asking, I believe, $250 for it. So it's actually not a bad deal. I would say anyone that would want to make a good investment, I think that would be a good investment. And you could pick it up, and I would recommend also sending that one into getting graded if you do buy it. So just some market analysis for you there. To the cards I just purchased, there's these as well as many others. These are just all of the full art ultra rare holos, and what I'll showcase first is the Hidden Fates shiny cards, since these are very hot right now. Or not that Lycanroc. Get out of there, Lycanroc. I also have had a pretty big collection of the non-full art shinies that I was able to put together to make an almost complete non-full art shiny set. So I will be selling that in a near complete set, and I'll be listing that as well. But these are also cards to consider getting graded, especially some of the more rare ones like this Caesar right here. I think even a near mint raw, these are going for around $40, $45, $50, maybe even more. This one's got, I don't know if that's, I think that's just, yeah, that's not on the card. So yeah, I mean, these were all mint. These are all straight from the pack cards. The biggest thing about these just newer cards in general really is that prevents the PSA 10s, and I think maybe even Nintendo did this on purpose to not make a total inflation of PSA 10 cards, because now that people are collecting a lot more and more aware of PSA grading, I think because it's just so common, you can see that obviously the centering is off on this card. It's much bigger gap here on the right side than the left. There's no way this is getting PSA 10. So with these kind of cards, I would really shoot for those PSA 10 grades, because the PSA 9s are just so common and prevalent. It's still going to be a valuable card in PSA 9. I mean, a complete PSA 9 collection is still going to be a nice collection to have, but I'm really shooting to see it again here. Same kind of deal. Just miscut on that one. This one is a little closer, but still you can just tell it's off. And if you can just immediately look at a card and see that it's off, the PSA grader is going to be able to do the same thing. So that's something to consider with these full art shiny cards. They are a card worth getting graded, and that is not something common with newer cards, but these shiny cards are very popular. They're shiny. They're something that I think will be that will hold value in the long run. They have held value since they've been released, and they have gone up in value almost about the same percentage as Wizards of the Coast cards have gone up in value, about 30%, which is really impressive. So that's something that I'll do with these cards. I'll go through them all, find out which ones are potential PSA 10s, and for these newer cards, honestly, most of the looking at them to see if they're PSA 10 or not is just going to be in the centering, because they're all straight from the pack. It's just going to come down to the centering. And these evolutions are also the more valuable cards in the set. A lot of these cards are worth, around the $10 to $15 range, maybe even $9, like this Xurkitree is $9 or $10 or $11. The evolutions are worth a bit more. So they're ones that I'll definitely hope to find in a PSA 10 version. I'll just go through them now so you can see them all. These are from that box that came with the Rayquaza as well. Zygarde, Greninja, Metagross, Silvally. There's that Rayquaza. Electrode, Reshiram's a little more expensive. I think this is more around closer to 20, as well as the Alolan Ninetales. Here's just some GXs. And what I'll do is I'm just gonna smash through them for you. Here's some nice cards. the Dark Charizard, the non-holo, and the holo version of it. And they're both in pretty good condition. I would say, as a matter of fact, they're probably in about near mint condition, which is good to see on a Charizard Wizards of the Coast card. A few more Wizards of the Coast. Those were the only ones in this collection, but there was a good amount of these full art hyper rares. Very nice. There's the GX version of it. This is a really nice one. I've actually never seen this card. My first time owning this one. And like I said, there was also the non-full art shiny cards. These are just the ones that were in addition to the ones that I put in the binder already to make that near complete set. I might actually buy the individual cards that I need still to make the set complete non-full art shiny collection and wait to get those to sell it, because it's only missing a few. And I think actually that's probably what I'm going to do. So look for that in my store if you're interested in a complete non-full art shiny set. But yeah, this is so it's a pretty big collection, as you can see. Here's those secret rares from, I forgot what set that is. I thought it was Unified Minds, but that's not the symbol for Unified Minds, I don't think. Dedenne, that's a more valuable card than the rest, so it's good to see that. Charizard and Reshiram. And I will be putting all these cards on my store in the upcoming week. There's a lot of cards, so it'll take some time, but all these cards will be listed. And if any of you are interested in selling me your collection, I pay competitive prices. I pay fair prices, and I'll work with you on price. You can just send me pictures of what you got, and we can talk about what it would be worth to me to sell for you, essentially. But yeah, if you are interested in that, you can send me a message on my eBay, MyManJustin. You can send me a message on Instagram at MyManJustins_collectibles. That's a cool card. It's like in stone. I've never seen this one either. I've seen this one and that one, but I haven't seen that one where they're all in stone. That's pretty cool. I like this Reshiram and Zekrom card a lot. Here's the other one. This is a full art version of it. This is just the GX. So it's a really cool collection. There's the Charizard and Braixen. I actually pulled the hyper rare version of this out of a mystery power box. I put that on my channel. That's pretty cool. Right now it's actually with PSA. I sent it into PSA to get graded. Team Yell Grunt. Always good to see these full art trainers of the girls. They tend to go for a bit more. Wick, Acerola. And there it is. So that is most of my new collection. There's a lot more cards. Like this right here is all reverse holos, and I'm still going through and putting together complete or near complete sets of Burning Shadows, Unified Minds. There's a couple other ones. There's also, I'm going to have a near complete uncommon common Team Rocket set, the Wizards of the Coast Team Rocket set as well. So I got a lot of work to do. I got a couple more collections coming in as well, so I'll be following up and showing off those as well, hopefully tomorrow or the next day. And until then, I'll see you on the next broadcast. Thanks.